Here's the central problem that I see over and over again, and I talk about it in my book, is that most law firm marketing is reported as if the job is to generate activity, not to generate decisions. That gap is where money just disappears. And it's also where trust in marketing dies. So I want to give you a named concept that makes this easier to see it in your own firm. It's called the retainer gap. And the retainer gap is the distance between marketing source interest and assigned retainer. And it shows up as a feeling first, long before it's ever going to show up in a spreadsheet. And the reason that this is so common is structural. Marketing vendors can measure what platforms give them. Platforms give clicks, calls, form fills, and sometimes they'll even show you booked consults. They do not naturally give you clean attribution to collected fees, clean case type fit, or a reliable retainer sent versus a retainer signed story. So the reporting naturally is going to gravitate towards what's available. And your firm gets managed through proxy numbers. It's not actually a good situation there. The retainer gap gets worse when three operational realities collide head on. First, it's intake triage becomes a stress position. It's when your lead volume rises without a matching rise in case fit. So what happens is the intake team starts making fast decisions. They just start screening harder, they screen sloppier, and they simply just get inconsistent. And what happens is you see it in little things. Calls not returned until the next day, web forms that sit, consult scheduling that becomes a game of calendar Tetris. Have you played that one? And follow-up speed that depends on who's at lunch or who called in sick or who just didn't feel like doing their job that day. The second thing that comes up is conflict checks become a hidden bottleneck. I see this in a lot of law firms where the conflict check process is treated like an internal administrative step, not a conversion step. There's a big difference. Because if a prospect is ready to hire and you take 1 day, 2 days, 3 days to clear conflicts, you didn't just slow down operations, you widened the retainer gap. And meanwhile, the vendor report still looks fine because the lead happened. Your bank account, though, does not care that the lead happened. And that's an important thing to remember. The third thing is the consult to client conversion may become personality dependent if you're more than a solo law firm. One partner closes well, another partner educates well, and maybe there's a third partner who's excellent in court, but not decisive in a consult. And if marketing is sending a mixed bag, the consult experience is variable, and the retainer gap just becomes your default state. You end up debating lead quality when the real issue in your law firm is that the firm cannot turn a qualified consult into a signed retainer. That's what's happening. And you can feel all of this in a partner meeting, or maybe it's just in your gut, because someone is going to say, we're spending enough. Why does it feel like we're begging for good cases? Or maybe someone is going to say, the phones are ringing, intake is just not converting, and 100% intake is going to say it's because we're getting junk leads. And your vendor, well, they're going to just say the numbers are up. And here's the thing, everyone's technically correct, by the way. It's just that your law firm is stuck. The hidden layer is that lead is not a business event. Assigned retainer, that's a business event. Collected fees are a business event. Everything else is a precursor. And precursors are easy, so easy to overvalue when you're staring at a dashboard.